Hi, I'm Mike, and with my little boy, who we nicknamed Tok, or Train Operating Child. He's 5, autistic and a huge train fan. Together, we are building Project Tilt, a 30-foot long 00 scale model railway of the section of the real-world West Coast Main Line at Beckfoot near Kendal. Many years ago, as a kid, I was also a big model railway fan. I even used to work at our local model shop looking after the model train department. I did this job until I went off to university in the early 90s. During that time I was commissioned to build many model railways by customers that came into the shop, or go around and fix the ones they'd made themselves. I was into computers at the time, so I naturally leaned towards the new Hornby 01 DCC systems that were coming out. Unfortunately, life stopped my model railway hobby as I went off to university. And then jobs and family, it meant I didn't do anything in the model railway world for at least 30 years, until my little boy arrived. He loved his Brio trains, and we used to spend ages building tracks together, but as he got older, I had the idea that I would build him a 00 layout of his own at some point. Ironically, 10 years ago, I had a chance to start working in the real rail industry, and I've worked there ever since. Most of my day job is nowhere near the real trains though, so I have to make an effort to go out and see the real railway as much as I can. I am very fortunate to know a lot of people in the industry and have been able to get help with the model build, especially some of the historical accuracies and technical details. The layout was inspired by two things. Firstly, Hornby making the new model of the APT-P with all the intermediate coaches. I've always wanted one of these. I had pre-ordered the APT a long time ago and have forgotten all about it, to be honest, but it arrived on my doorstep in January 2022. The problem the APT model gave me was its size. It was 13 feet long, or 4 meters, in its full length, and we didn't have too many places you could build a layout at home that big. But I decided there was no point having it if I wasn't going to run it on something, so the Project Tilt layout was born. The second thing that inspired us was Pete Waterman's first Making Tracks layout at Chester Cathedral. This huge layout absolutely captivated my son, and he spent many hours just watching the trains. It was clever in its simplicity. No stations or complexity, just 4 running lines and some very good scenery, so you could watch full-length trains running in a believable setting. It was the West Coast Main Line, so ideal for the APT. I wanted to show the APT model tilting, so the layout became a homage to tilting trains. To get the trains to tilt in a realistic way, we needed a few things. Firstly, a real location that had 2 tight back-to-back curves, and that was synonymous with the APT. and that would fit into 30 feet I had available, which happened to be in the garden on the wall. We chose Beckford just by looking at the West Coast Main Line North on Google Earth and trying to find the right combination of scenery and curves. As luck would have it, the British Transport Films also recognised the location's potential in the Loon Valley and used it for the film about the APT project. So we have lots of footage from the real train at this location. We also stumbled across a photograph by the legendary photographer Peter J. Robinson of one of the very few APT service runs to Glasgow. It was the near full-length configuration. It was taken in the autumn of 1981, so we use this as our main reference picture. The plan was to make it a fast build, complete it in just 6 months, basic scenery, mainly Hornby set track and some flexi. I wanted it ready for my son's birthday in July when he was 5. But we discovered Instagram and social media, and the problem with that is you just see how good other people's layouts are and you can't help but want to do better. The products and devices you have now to build model railways have moved on so much. 3D printers, CAD software, and so many off-the-shelf and bespoke products you can buy to match the real railway. The quality and variety of model making kits now is just amazing, and the new DCC controllers and the sound chips just add such a new dimension to it all. Scale model scenery have been a huge inspiration here. We've used a lot of their products in the build. The project so far has taken a year to complete just half of the base boards of the 30 feet to a good enough standard. The rest will be built over the next 6 months as the weather improves. Project Tilt has become so much more than the original plan as a layout build. It will be the backdrop for lots of amazing model trains in the future. The Hornby APT was just the start. One day we hope to be able to take the layout to exhibitions, but that will mean modifying the design quite significantly to give us a much bigger storage area, better legs and some lighting. That's going to be a project for 2024.